Kia ora whānau. Two quick things before we get into today's lesson. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the latest lessons that get uploaded here. And number two, check out the link to the private Facebook group down in the comment section below. That's the main hub for our starting in Te Reo Māori tribe. Got even more videos and more lessons in there just for you. So today we're going to be looking at locative words. And what I mean by that is 6 specific things. We're going to look at where things are in terms of being on things, in things, under things, outside of things, had to think about that, in front or behind, in, on, out, under, in front and behind. 6 things. Pretty straightforward, in English. So let's say I am on the table, I am under the table, I am in front of the table, I'm behind the table, I'm in the house, I'm out of the house. Really quite simple language structures, but might be a bit of a push to learn in Te Reo Māori, so hopefully this lesson will break things down really simply for you and help you to learn it a lot easier. So if we check out the main page here, which you probably already have, you'll see I've got my terrible diagram of a marae, and I've got some words written around the outside of it and on it here. So what I've got here are those 6 things: above, below or under, inside, outside, in front and behind. So above we say runga, below raro, inside roto, outside waho, behind muri, in front mua. So let's look at the start of the sentence structures that we can use to first query where things are, because if we want to know something if we want to know where something is, we actually need to pose a question about it. We need to ask where that thing is that we're talking about, and then we need to be able to respond to that. If someone asks us, we want to be able to respond. If we're talking to our kids, sometimes we ask them questions and answer them for them, just to try and teach them the language. So in this case, we're going to learn how to say the question, and we're also going to learn how to answer it. So let's get started. Plain and simple, if we want to know where something is right now, and we're going to look for an object, gone to the wrong page. The sentence structure is kei. Here, I'm going to underline here. Kei here te ... Kei here te, which means where is the, in this case, let's say kuri. Kei here te kuri, which means where is the dog. Now there's different ways to say where was the dog or where will the dog be, but for simplicity and for this lesson, we're just going to focus on where is the dog, because we really want to learn that the focus here is about the locative words, not so much talking about when we're actually looking for it. So kei here te kuri. So here is the Māori word for where. So that's the word that we need to replace with one of these words, one of these 6 words. So kei here te kuri, question mark, kei roto te kuri. The dog is inside. Really simple. Kei waho te kuri. The dog is outside. Okay, let's just stick with those 2. Let's stick with those 2 for now. So what we've got there, the dog is either inside or the dog is outside. So what you can do here then is change kuri. You might pick another word. Say if you're with the kids, kei here te puka puka, which is book. Kei here te puka puka. Where is the book? And then we can start talking about the book. So we're not changing any of this part of the sentence. We're just looking for these things, physical objects that we can touch. Kei hea te pune, where's the spoon? Kei hea te tūru, where's the chair? Kei hea te waia pūkoro, where's the phone? Kei hea te pukapuka, where's the book? Kei hea te rorohiko, where's the computer, which I'm on right now? Part of this lesson will be the simple part of learning kei hea te, and then the homework for you will be going out and finding the objects that you want to talk about. So pick some objects that you're using quite frequently, things that maybe you lose a lot of the time, and that you do actually ask, where is that thing? Where are my keys? Keys is probably a good one, because people always lose the keys. Phone's probably a good one, because people always lose their phone. Kei hea te, kei hea te. Where is the dot, 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 dot. So if we keep going on with this, let's stick with kuri. Okay, so I'm going to delete that. Oops. I'm going to delete that because I'm going to introduce something else into this sentence to extend it even further to make a bit more sense out of it. So in this question at the top, we've asked, where is the dog? Now below we've responded, the dog is inside. Kei roto te kuri. The dog is outside. Kei waho te kuri. Now we can go a step further by actually specifying from where the dog actually is. So in this first response, we know that the dog is inside, but what is the dog inside? Now, if we're talking if you and I are sitting in a house talking, the inference there is that we are talking about the dog being inside the house versus the dog being outside the house, because as part of that conversation, we've got context. We know the dog is generally 99% of the time somewhere around the house, somewhere in the house, somewhere at home, and we know that when we say, oh, kei waho te kuri, we know that we're saying the dog is outside. But there might be instances where you don't have that context of the conversation, so you need to specify. And in this case, we might specify the house, or because I've got the image down here, we'll actually focus on the marae. Now, the dog probably shouldn't be in the marae, but we're just going to use this as a grammar lesson, so there won't be any problems. Kei roto te kuri. So how do we say kei roto? How do we say the dog is inside the marae? Quite simple. We need to add a little connector word, which is I, just a single I, and then we add the thing, which the thing being the marae. So te marae. Quite simple. I te marae. So it's gone from where is the dog, kei hea te kuri, to the dog is inside the marae. The dog is inside the marae. Kei roto te kuri I te marae. The dog is inside the marae. Kei waho te kuri I te marae. The dog is outside the marae. So let's look at another example and use some of these other words here. So kei hea te pukapuka. Where is the book? So this is a good one. Kei runga te pukapuka. Now that's sort of the same sentence as we first started with. Kei roto te kuri. The dog is inside. Now here we've just written the book is on, and it sort of stops there. So this is one of those examples where we start to need to add some context. So we'll use something simple as book is on the table. Again, if we want to talk about the table, we can add the table in, similar to how we added the marae in, and then we just need to add in this little connector word I. So kei runga te pukapuka I te tepu. We'll just write TEPU. I think I there should have a little squiggly line on top, but we'll just leave it for now. That's not the focus of this lesson. Kei runga te pukapuka I te tepu. Kei raro te pukapuka I te tepu. Oops. The book is under the table. Simple so far? You following? I hope so. So we've done kei roto, kei waho, kei runga, kei raro. The other two, muri and mua. So we'll go back to our dog example. Kei mua te kuri. Oh. Again, we need our filler word, which is I. Te marae. The dog is in front of the marae. Kei muri te kuri. That rhymes. I te marae. The dog is behind the marae. Okay, pretty simple. So just to recap, we've got those 6 words. Kei runga, kei raro, kei roto, kei waho. So runga is above, kei raro down below, kei roto is inside, kei waho, we're looking outside, kei mua at the front, kei muri at the back. Okay, so that's the first thing, that's those first 6 things. We've got our sentence structure, kei hea te thing, where is the thing? So you can go and learn some different things, and you might have seen before I talk a lot about putting stickers all over the house and labeling things, so you might be able to find some things that have labels on them and you can start to learn those things really quickly. Kei hea te thing, where is the thing? And then the response is we replace hea, which is the Māori word for where, with roto, waho, runga, raro, mua, muri, and then our thing. So it's the same sentence structure as kei hea te thing, kei runga te thing. And then if we want to talk specifically about not just the location, but the location relative to what, it is inside what? The dog is inside the house. Is the dog inside the shed? Is it in the car? Is my phone on the table? Is it on the roof? Is it on the chair? Is it on the bench? Is it on the fridge? If we want to add that context around it, we need our filler word, which is I, and then add in te, and then the thing. Okay, pretty simple. Might take you a little bit of time to get used to it and get your head around it, but like I always say, practice, practice, practice every single day. Drill it into yourself, and it'll start to become easier. It'll start to become common knowledge, and it'll start to build in your subconscious mind, and you'll get to the point where you won't even have to think about it, and it will be awesome. All right, good luck with it. Let me know how you go.